You know, and I think the system is falling. I think the controllers are falling. I think they're losing their hold on power. I think too many people are waking up. And I think they're extremely worried about that. I think they know they are dying out, that their system is dying out. And so I think they intend to take as many people with them as possible through this process. You know, things are going to get a lot worse yet, but I see a light at the end of the tunnel. I think we're going to come through this with shining light, and you know, a lot of people won't make it through, but a lot of people will. And I think when we get to the other side of this, we're going to be in a much better place. And one thing's for certain, the world is not going back to what it was. And what it was dysfunctional anyway. The thing is that everyone can see it now. I mean, it's like we're living in a movie at the moment. It's crazy. It's not like reality. It feels like we're in a video game or a movie, mainly because we probably are. It's not going back to normal, but if you can hunker down and find some safe ground through this, get out of the cities if you can, folks. Get out of the cities. And I have a lot of people writing to me and asking me for advice on what I think they should be doing. You know, should they be investing in cryptocurrency? Should they be buying silver and gold? Should they be doing this? Or should they? And I can't offer advice to people. It's different in every country. All I can say is get yourself out of the cities if you can. Get yourself in an area where you've got like-minded people around you, where you've got a decent supply of food, or at least the ability to hunt or grow, and prepare for what's coming. We can do what we can to wake people up, and sure, we have to continue to do that, but as I've said before, I mean, if you're not awake now, then you're probably not going to wake up. And for those who are waking up, I mean, the best thing we can do at this point in time is provide some sort of a safety net for them. But you've got to realize that ultimately it's coming down to this spiritual test that I've talked about so often. That's what it's ultimately going to be at the end of things. And in that situation, it's every man for themselves. No one can make these choices for you, and you can't make them for anybody else. But you know, I think if people can get themselves to a situation where they know they can look after themselves, they've got the ability to walk into the forest if they need to, with enough supplies to get by, and they've got the ability to look after themselves, then I think we'll get through it. We can weather this storm. As I've said, a lot of people won't make it, but these are people who are asleep and you'll probably never wake them up anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. And ultimately it comes down to a personal soul choice for everyone. But I find it very difficult to offer advice to people on what I think you should be doing. I mean, I do what's good for me in as much as my environment and where I live and how I'm dealing with this situation. But I don't know what's good for you, because I don't know what your environment is, and it's different in every country. It depends on what your skills are, what your mindset is. It depends on the environment that you're in. You know, if you can get yourself some shelter that's going to be there, and get yourself in a place where you can have access to food and the ability to hunt and like-minded people around you, then you're going to be better off than most people. And I think getting out of the cities is a really good call. All of the stimulus is going to run out soon, all of the handouts that people have been getting. I reckon there's something like 24 million businesses have closed in the United States that will never open again. The amount of food that's been destroyed, I mean, just check out Ice Age Farmer's reports. He's been putting out some great stuff, really keeping an eye on what's happening with the food chain. And, you know, you're heading for a really difficult situation in the United States. The whole country's been set up to fall. And with this whole election thing and the whole debacle that's going down, you know, it's all part and parcel to the same thing. Demoralise, destabilise and ultimately destroy the country. That's what the plan is. So you've got to be prepared to weather that, to get ready for what's coming, and remember to look after yourself and your family. You know, there's going to be a point where you may just need to bug out. And if you have to do that, well, you have to do it. But gathering guns and hoarding up guns and bullets and hiding home and waiting for the enemy to come to you, it's not going to help. Don't think you can hide in your house and take on the military if they come for you. You can't. The right to bear arms and all of the rights, the gun culture that the United States is, I mean, that was sort of created in order to give the citizens the ability to reclaim the country if the enemy ever got in the gate. The United States has been set up for a huge and massive fall. And when the United States falls, most of the world will fall. And as I've been mentioning previously, and as the World Economic Forum's been mentioning, they're planning on a cyber attack. Of course, they're going to blame it on a cyber terrorism or whatever it is. But they're going to shut down the internet at some stage for a little while. And with the election fraud being so obvious, wouldn't it be interesting if, just as all is revealed and the fraud is revealed and Trump is revealed as the winner of the election, which he clearly was, wouldn't it be interesting if the internet got shut down at around about that time, and so that announcement could never be made, and all we had to go on was the media and the TV telling us when the internet's going to come back online and telling us what's happening? Because they could pull off whatever they wanted in that time. They could disappear Trump. They could do whatever they wanted. They could create any scenario they want. All they have to do is shut down internal communication for a couple of weeks, a few days, a couple of weeks, and no one would have a clue what was happening. They could disappear so many people. They could remove so many websites.